Welcome to Introduction to Trading Session 1. My name is Raman Gill and I'm the founder of the website tradingwithvenus.com. In today's session, we'll take a look at what trading is, what are the different financial markets or assets that you can trade, how to make money in trading, and then lastly, why should you learn about trading in the financial markets? Just a quick disclaimer before we get started. Trading carries inherent risk with it. Please don't put in the money into trading that you cannot afford to lose. And also, this session is for information purposes only. If you have your own individual investing needs, I recommend you go and talk to an investment advisor. All right, so let's get started. The term trading simply means exchanging one item for another. We have all been involved in trading in our lives. When you go out, let's say to the shopping mall, and you purchase an item, you're exchanging your money for that item that you want to purchase. For example, if you're buying a car, you are paying for the car, and in return for that money that you give them, you're getting the car itself. When you go to work, you're exchanging your time for money. Now, the same applies to trading in the financial markets. When you exchange money for an asset, that's called trading in terms of financial markets. For example, let's say there is a company that you really like, let's say McDonald's, and you would like to become a partner or owner in the company. So you would go to your exchange or your broker and you would give them the money, and in return you will get shares in the company. So you will become a part owner of the company. Now, what are the different things that you can trade? In financial markets, there are many different asset classes. You can trade stocks, you can trade commodities, and by commodities, I mean you can trade gold, you can trade silver, oil, any kind of metals. You can trade corn, wheat, soybean, all different things that fall into the commodities bucket. You can also trade currencies or Forex, which is what I specialize in. And beyond that, even there are many different things that many different asset classes that you can buy beyond that. But for this course, we'll focus on things that I specialize in, which is my love, my passion here, currencies or the Forex market. So before we get into the Forex trading itself, let's understand, how do you make money in trading? What drives trading or the exchange of money for whatever the item that you're buying? To understand that, we need to look at the concept of supply and demand. And let's go back to our markets. Before there were stock exchanges and anything else, we just had markets where you would go to, let's say, farmers market, and you would buy something. You would buy tomatoes, for example, and in return you would give them the money. So let's say you go to your farmer's market and you go to a stall where somebody's selling tomatoes. Now this person, let's say, only has 3 tomatoes left. Now, if you're the only person buying the tomatoes, it's perfect. There's one client and 3 tomatoes. So there's enough supply in the market, or the person who's selling this to you has enough of tomatoes on hand that he can sell you the 1 tomato and you can pay a reasonable price for it. However, let's say 10 different people wanted to buy the tomatoes and there was only one stall and only one person selling tomatoes, and they only had 3 tomatoes. Then you would have more clients, more customers wanting the same item, which in this case are the tomatoes. Now the shopkeeper has different options. He can either sell 3 of the customers tomatoes for a reasonable price, or he can say, well, I have a lot of customers wanting this, and there will be some customers who will be willing to pay a higher price for this item. So he raises his price up. Let's say he was selling tomatoes for $2 a pound. He decides to raise his price for $4 a pound. Now, there will still be some customers who'll be willing to buy the tomatoes at $4 a pound because it saves them having to go look for tomatoes elsewhere. You don't have to drive elsewhere. The tomatoes are right here. You have that extra $2 and you'd be willing to pay that price for that. Now, however, let's say another stall opens up in the same farmer's market and they come in with a basket full of tomatoes. Now, all of a sudden, the 10 customers that are in the line to buy the tomatoes do not have to buy the tomatoes from this one shopkeeper. They can go to the different stall and buy the tomatoes from the different person who has just come into the market. So all of a sudden, the tomatoes that we're selling for $4 may not be worth as much to you because you can just walk over 2 feet and buy tomatoes from this other person who's also selling them for $2 a pound. And that is supply and demand. Supply is when something more of something comes into the market, and demand is the person wanting to buy that item in the market. So when the demand goes up, the prices go up. And when the demand goes down, the prices go down. Now, how does this apply to financial markets? Let's take a look. So in this example, let's take a look at the stocks. So let's say a company is doing really well. They're providing a lot of value to their customers, and customers in return are buying their products. So because of that, the value of the company goes up because the company is making more money. They have their profits are going up, and the company is doing really well. In that case, the demand for companies' shares go up. And the reason for that is everybody wants to be involved in something that's doing well. So if the company is making profits, that means its shareholders will be making profits. So let's say you go to McDonald's and McDonald's is making a lot of profits and you own their shares. You would then get more profits as well. One, your share value will go up. So each particular share that you have bought or stock that you have bought in the company, the value of that stock will go up. And also if you are getting, let's say, the company pays dividends, which means every year they pay you a certain percentage on stocks that you hold, that value will go up as well. So because of that, because the company is doing well and they're making profits, the demand for the company's shares will go up, which in turn will mean that the price of their stocks will go up because more people will be willing to buy the stocks in that company. Now let's take a look at the opposite side of that. Let's say the company was not doing so well. Let's say they had really poor customer service, they were not delivering value to their customers, and in return, their sales were declining, their revenues were declining, and their profits were declining. So the company overall is not doing that well. And because of that, because they would then be showing negative profits, the demand for the company's shares will go down because they are just not able to produce those profits. And because of that, the price of the company's stock will go down as well. Now, how do we apply this in the markets? So essentially, when we trade, we're looking for companies, or in terms of stocks, we're looking for companies that are doing really well and we want to buy their shares. And as the share prices go up, we want to take profits. Our stock, our value of our portfolio will increase and we'll make more money. Now, same apply to the currency markets. When a country is doing really well, and we'll talk about this in the rest of the sessions, when the country is doing really well, their currency will go up as well. The value of their currency will go up as well. And because of that, you will make money as the currency value goes up. Now let's take a look at why would you learn about trading. The first thing is grow wealth. Trading is a good way of growing wealth. So money that we make from either working for someone else or from our business, we need to diversify that and invest that somewhere. And stock market, currency market, these financial markets are a good way to invest your money so that it can grow. Secondly, you should learn about financial markets just to be aware. So when you go talk to your investment advisor, you need to know what they are recommending to you so that you can make that decision whether whatever recommendation they're making for investing your money, if that's a good recommendation or not. Instead of taking the word of your investment advisor at face value, you will be able to evaluate that information and decide for yourself if you're getting good advice. Then also in terms of lifestyle, it is good to diversify your investments. If you, let's say, have real estate investments, you could also have stock portfolio, you can invest in currencies, and you can invest in different markets. This way all your eggs are not in one basket. Let's say for whatever reason you would lose your job, you at least have another option of making money. And also, it's a good way to learn about the world around you. When you look at trading financial markets, you get to learn, especially currency trading, you get to learn about different parts of the world. You get to learn about what's going on around yourself in the world, in the global economy. And that can help you, one, prepare yourself for, let's say, the markets are not doing well, and you know this ahead of time. You can then take measures way ahead of the markets changing. You can take measures to protect yourself and make sure you have covered yourself so you're not impacted. And then also, just in general, if you're traveling somewhere, knowing about a country will help you when you're traveling and you're enjoying your life. And last but not least, to have fun. This is a great field. I really like, I love trading. I'm so passionate about trading. You get to really meet a lot of different people. You get to really challenge yourself. It's not just about sitting in front of the computer. There is psychology that's involved in the markets. There's understanding of people's behaviors that's involved in the market. So there are a lot of different components of the market, and all of that together make this really fun. So that's it for today's session. If you have any questions, or if you need any help with your trading, or if you would like to just talk to me to see if this is something you're interested in, you're welcome to send me an email at raman@tradingwithvenus.com. And if you'd like to book a one-on-one session, I would be very happy to do that as well. Again, my name is Raman at tradingwithvenus.com.